Antetonitrus is a genus of sauropod dinosaur found in Triassic rocks in South Africa. The only species is Antetonitrus ingenipes. As one of the oldest known sauropods, it is crucial for the understanding of the origin and early evolution of this group. It was a quadrupedal herbivore, like all of its later relatives, but shows primitive adaptations to use the forelimbs for grasping, instead of purely for weight support. History: Adam Yates, an Australian expert on early sauropodomorphs, named Antetonitrus in a 2003 report co-authored by South African James Kitching. The name is derived from the Latin ante-Antonitrus, which refers to its existence before other known sauropods, specifically Brontosaurus. Brontosaurus is actually a junior synonym of Apatosaurus, but the name is still used in popular culture, and sauropods are sometimes called thunder lizards in vernacular terms. The one known species of Antetonitrus is called A. ingenipes, from the Latin ingens and pes, because it shows the beginning of the development of feet designed solely to support weight. The fossils now known as Antetonitrus were actually discovered by Kitching in 1981 in the Free State of South Africa, and were stored in the Bernard Price Institute where they were labeled as Euskalosaurus. Yates recognized them as a separate taxon and published a description several years later. The holotype, or original specimen, consists of several vertebrae and numerous bones from both forelimb and hind limb, all presumed to be from one individual. 5 more limb bones from another smaller individual were also referred to the genus. Description: the holotype specimen may have measured 8 to 10 meters in total body length and was 1.5 to 2 meters high at the hips. However, the neural arches of the vertebrae were not fused with the centra, indicating that this individual perhaps was not fully grown. Antetonitrus shows several features which appear to be similar to those of later sauropods, but still retains some primitive features. Unlike most of his smaller and more lightly built ancestors, Antetonitrus was primarily quadrupedal. Like sauropods, its forelimbs were much longer relative to its hind legs than earlier animals, while the metatarsus was shortened. However, the first digit of the hand, also called the thumb, or pollex, was still twisted and flexible, capable of grasping against the hand. In more derived sauropods, the wrist bones are large and thick, arranged in such a way as to lock the hand into a permanently pronated position for full-time weight support, and the hand is incapable of grasping. Antetonitrus already shows adaptations for an increasing body size as seen in all later sauropods. The wrist bones were broader and thicker to support more weight, whereas the femur was elliptical in cross-section. The vertebrae bear high neural spines and well-developed hyposphene hippantrum articulations which add rigidity to the trunk. The first toe of the hind foot already bears a large claw longer than the first metatarsal. However, this claw was not sickle-shaped as seen in later sauropods. The femur was slightly sigmoidal in lateral view rather than straight as in other sauropods. Classification: a cladistic analysis by Yates and Kitching recognizes Antetonitrus as a basal sauropod, occupying a position between more derived animals such as Asanosaurus or Vulcanodon, and more basal sauropods like Melanosaurus. The back vertebrae are extremely similar to Lysampsaurus from South America, while the limb bones are similar to Bleikonosaurus, another stocky early sauropod from South Africa. However, these animals were not included in a cladistic analysis with Antetonitrus because they are poorly known. While Antetonitrus is not the earliest sauropod from a phylogenetic standpoint, it currently the oldest known sauropod chronologically, or rather tied for that distinction with other early sauropods from the same formation, like Melanosaurus and Bleikonosaurus. Fossils of these animals were recovered from the Lower Elliott Formation, which dates to the Nourian stage of the late Triassic, or approximately 221 to 210 million years ago. Before Antetonitrus and the other Lower Elliott animals were recognized as sauropods, the oldest known sauropod had been Asanosaurus from the Raetian stage, a slightly younger segment of the Triassic, of Thailand. Early sauropods and their prosauropod relatives were found around the world as all of the continents were at the time united into the single supercontinent, Pangaea, which made dispersal across the entire terrestrial world possible. References: ABCDEFGHIJKLMNO Yates, A.M. and Kitching, J.W. 2003. The earliest known sauropod dinosaur and the first steps towards sauropod locomotion. Proceedings of the Royal Society of London B. Biological Sciences 270, 1753–1758. A. B. John Pickrell. New dino species found on dusty shelf. National Geographic. Retrieved December 24, 2012. A. McPhee, B.W. Yates, A.M. Cohen Year, J.N. Abdallah, F. The Complete Anatomy and Phylogenetic Relationships of Antetonitrus ingenipes, Sauropodiforms, Dinosauria, Implications for the Origins of Sauropoda. Zoological Journal of the Linnean Society 171, 151 doi, 10.1111/Zorge 12127 or, Buff Tort, E., Sut-E-E-tohn, V., Cuny, G., Tong, H., Lelouv, J., Kanzuba, S. and Jong'Ochiriakul, S. 2000. The earliest known sauropod dinosaur. Nature 407, 72 €74. External links. Post about Antetonitrus on the dinosaur mailing list, written by Adam Yates.